game of the season. And in enemy territory gets this kind of salute as she exits the game.
Is this enemy territory? Because I've seen a lot of Caitlin Clark jerseys in downtown Chicago today.
Among the most common is the Indiana Fever. Fascinating WNBA teams, right? They recently made news with a string of startling actions that have fans leaping with delight.
They get out on a break, and you can't let Kelsey Mitchell get going because she has
20 or more. That is a franchise record. She's pulling away a big lead in that category.
She did all the hard stuff. And then, you're right, Pat. I mean, you look at LA's lost 7 of 8, but the one win is New York, the top team in the league.
Clark with the hesitation. Clark gets inside and lays it in.
That's not something she was doing last year.
Mitchell, catch and shoot, whistle there too. See Mitchell, one of the best all-time in Fever history.
Mitchell doing a really good job fronting Rickea Jackson.
Ray Burrell, who's just checked in, and Nurse style.
Made the most triples for LA. That's her 41st.
Clark stepping back on the baseline, knocking it down from
the Pacers playing with the fastest pace in the NBA, and you can say that about the Indiana Fever. They play
Player of the Month, Rookie of the Month. Clark on the bounce, Doncic charging inside.
It's a triple-double for Caitlin. What a great.
Well, she's definitely taken that golden advice. Recently being the first WNBA player that has recorded consecutive 20-plus point rebound games.
She said it online that she plays hard. I like the way she plays. I love her. I love the way Caitlin Clark is playing. The game right now is just at an all-time high for the females.
Back to Emily. Working it around here for the Fever. Good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot. Logo make for Clark.
The Indiana Fever. They make sure that the ball moves around until it gets back in the hands of Caitlin when she gives the ball up.
Well, the Fever on a 15-2 extended run from the end of the first quarter. Clark again heating up.
They've been trying. Chicago's been trying to find a way to get Rachel Banham going. That's one way.
Count the pockets. Caitlin Clark has an and one.
Defense, because you score and you think that's your time to take a breather.
Following a season that looks promising, but also the exposed area needs to be improved, Fever has chosen to go with Allen to their most recent signups for the 2025 season are free. Currently, trades and agencies are being characterized as revolutionary in the groups. Let's explore the Fever's future, recent exchanges between the players obtained, and the implications for their aspirations to win the WNBA title. More than 98% of you view the videos without. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, but it has a significant impact on us, and you did too. Click the subscribe button. Thank you a lot. Let's go on to the video.
Some movement in the front office is happening at the Indiana Fever. The team announcing a former Dallas Wings executive will now be the general manager.
Yeah, that's right. Amber Cox will be the team's new chief operating officer and general manager.
Lynn Dunn has been fired. And if you guys agree with me that this is a great thing.
The Fever has been a team that is always evolving. The franchise moved a few months ago through a head coach and general manager change, more akin to a complete management overhaul. As the upcoming season draws to a close, teams were forced to split up with some of its players, as well as their roster. Claims made by up-and-coming celebrities like Alia, Caitlin Clark, and Boston, the team's performance has been erratic and lacking. Inadequate depth and lack of expertise have avoided the Fever before they reached their maximum possibilities, but the season of 2024 was a pivotal moment under the new leadership, and with the outstanding plays of Boston and Clark, the steps taken by Fever to establish themselves as a group that is growing. The Fever's front desk understood the needs more skilled individuals to enhance their youthful core to get into the 2025 offseason, a time frame that will probably be remembered as a pivotal event. Throughout the course of the brand, they look to purchase these guys who would play for the Indiana Fever as well. Examined by
I didn't see hostile act with that. Referees continue to review and confer on what they are going to decide. This is the
the Fever had a lot of trouble at. At the start of the final season, they couldn't get into a rhythm with a number of important players, and they also needed experience with veterans, players that were heavily involved in their elimination in the first round of the playoffs too. The Connecticut Sun following that momentous season for those who paid to participate in the WNBA playoffs as a significant championship. The Indiana Fever's contender needs to demonstrate they are more than a one-time fix. Demonstrate that they are who they claim to be. To take important actions during the off-season. As a result, they didn't just dip their toes in the pool of free agents, but they have entered a romantic relationship with some exceptional players to join their ship. Thus, these are the main figures in the Fever are going to purchase this CLA Amos. The Fever's Elizabeth Warren wants to purchase. This player must close the gaps inside the group and develop it to a stronger one to strengthen the team. Once the Fever has subsided the position of power forward, there are numerous important power forwards with no limitations. This off-season free agents, and they can be possible targets for Indiana in the future. Natasha Howard is at the top.
The one player who doesn't is Ariel Atkins.
Bird for two. Hustling inside. Can't quite get the looking. Blocked by Howard. Bird shaded by Tolliver. Here's Howard. A quick start for her already. How about the
Natasha Howard has achieved great success. She is a basketball player who has won numerous WNBA accolades and championships, EuroLeague and other WNBA levels. She is a three-time WNBA champion by herself in 2017 as well as 2018 and 2020. In 2019, she was named a WNBA All-Star twice and 20,122.
Natasha, nothing's been easy for them. How's your defense making it difficult?
We're making it difficult for them. Our defense, we picked up our defense because the past two games in Vegas, we kind of been lackadaisical on defense, and now we all up in their grill, and we're making everything uncomfortable for them.
Your season's on the line. You're up 2. How do you manage your efforts and your emotions in this fourth quarter?
Right now, we don't have nothing to lose right now. They do, so we're going to give everything we got in the fourth quarter.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
She won the WNBA Defensive Player Award in 2019. She received the award in 2018 as the NBA's best player is going to the. She was the winner of the EuroLeague 2023 championship, and she performed occasionally in the Turkish. Her Turkish team and League 2 won the league's title in the 2022-03 and 2023-04. Her wonders are endless throughout the seasons as she added her charm to the FBA Europe as well. Super Cup Man, where her nation is ranked first in 2023, and for any group discussing. Here it is, the cherry on top. One name on the list is Natasha Howard. For Indiana, since she's emerged as one of the WNBA's top power forwards and is a Defensive Player of the Year winner last Euro season when she missed 6 weeks. She had an injury during the previous season. 6.7 rebounds and 17.6 points on average. Each game over 27 Dallas games. Wings.
Proud of them.
What are you most proud of from tonight?
I think their connection, their buy-in, their will to win and to do something different. With Tasha here to my right, even with her leadership coming in and coming into a new organization and just fitting in. I mean, I think about this journey and think about the team bonding she did and having players over and helping, even in training camp, helping with their laundry. I mean, just those little things like that to make.
There is no secret sauce that is a boon to possess. Natasha Howard is a member of your squad as the 6 feet 2 inches, 165-pound forward will deliver a blend of rebounding from championship experience and defensive perseverance against Indiana in. Howard can attack the basket in a variety of ways and add additional paint to the score, cutting the team's athletic players. However, she has sufficient experience where she has some knowledge of the league and she still has a bounce in her stride, though. Theoretically, adding Howard and a Indiana will be permitted by the 64 free agent center to compete with the teams that are physically. The league, including Los Angeles and Minnesota, Connecticut and New York, which have harassed them in the past.
And you would think in order for them to have a deep run, they would at some point. Ogwumike able, and interestingly enough, Rebecca, Ogwumike inside working.
She just buried Maya Moore and got such great
Sparks with a little boost off the bench. They've taken a quarter lead. A game 3 of a 3-game 1 on their home floor. Gray curls it in and Ogwumike.
The former MVP of the WNBA will don a
distinct uniform that
has had 6 different coaches this season, during her 12 seasons in Los Angeles following, completing her first 9 years of playoffs, includes 2 WNBA Finals appearances. The Sparks and AUM have overlooked the 3 consecutive years in the playoffs. Ogum, who will turn 35 in July, has served as the cornerstone of the franchise but is currently prepared for an additional experience that is dependent on possible actions Indiana might take. Appears to be a suitable match for Oik, and the squad don't have any WNBA players. More time and effort have been allocated to history, to player requirements and league concerns than Ogum, and if she gets a fever, it would be important for the group.
You know, and we all have to kind of play that consultant.
You mentioned veteran leadership, and obviously with so many injuries that have plagued you guys all season, a win like this, what does it say about your team right now?
You know, that we're focused coming out of the break, that we, you know, I think it was kind of a statement for us, you know, for us to understand that, you know, we're in this thing, and we have to take advantage of the position that we're in right now. And it's interesting too, because, you know, for the last month we've been playing with like 7-8 people. So for us to come out of the break almost like a new team, it's kind of cool as well. But it's gonna allow the chemistry that we've built over the last month to kind of integrate itself over these last 14 games.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How did that?
The year 2016. The WNBA MVP averaged 7.6 and 16.7 points. The Seattle Storms rebounds this season. She's also dedicated her whole West Coast career, despite the allure of engaging in play with the young core can provide her to the Midwest when she won an Emmy. Brandon Ellis, a draft capital, attended the Midwest. He requested to bring his first female coach in history and looked for possible Midwest. Before we go, I have a simple favor for you. If you enjoy this WNBA material, please take a moment to like this video. Go return to the channel and subscribe now. Indiana needs to find a better video, power ahead, and a person whose approach to Elia Boston's play is more appropriate with. It is not the goal to sign existing WNBA players. Teams can only complete their rosters, but regrettably, hunting may remain a hurdle to playing in the NFL professions, and although the WNBA season is, the Women's EuroLeague season is just beginning. The Women's EuroLeague season might be taking a break at the moment since, regarding the upcoming FBA qualifying games, Eurobasket competition for women, although the league has already witnessed a few youthful performers perform, with one of them in specifically might be a fantastic fit for the Fever in Indiana, has been connected to certain foreign players such as Sat Solly. The conjecture has been caused by some of her social media activity. However, the Fever will still occur even if it is not her. Ghost Star is probably hunting this off season as well as the Fever's major movements. Suin could locate comparable information on Janelle Salon. Achievement in the WNBA, particularly with the Indiana Fever, could be the ideal squad. Only that forwards are still required next to their 3 main players, and especially someone with defensive skills. Among the young is Janelle Salon, players who are currently becoming well known for herself with her role in the EuroLeague. She has played in 4 EuroLeague games so far, 17.8 points on the very efficient scale on average, grabbing 2.8 assists, 6.8 rebounds, and her first season with the team included 2 thefts. Beretta Famiglia SK, the Italian club. The French 23-year-old is not unfamiliar. In basketball circles in Europe, she played with the French UX Ivan previously, and the national U20 squads prior to the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. She played with greater support at the Olympics. Seasoned teammates, but Beretta Famiglia SK is one of the members of the team. Main choices on each side of the floor. There is a significant need for a power forward, and Salon is rather spacious. For a dynamic Arsenal forward, she is an excellent offensive player, excellent scorer on 3 levels with both posts, and defensive abilities she can manage. This she can utilize for powerful motivations too, either to make the basket or to raise the ball up the court and increase the defensive tempo. Salon is equally adaptable as she. Mix of athleticism, size, and speed. Her IQ enables her to essentially protect each of the 5 positions.
Ogwumike denied, another chance. Nneka Ogwumike puts it home. LA with a point lead. Whalen is going to have to hit. She does. Your 2016 WNBA champion.
Salon can protect and divide the floor so that she could fit the sidekin on the court with ease. Aaliyah Boston Clark CLK, and Boston needs somewhere to practice shooting. Out of the 3 Salons thus far, 45.2% could give just that, and she's only 23, aged, and would be able to match the Fever's timeline precisely. Assuming Salon keeps play in this manner, she will have a lot of WNBA suitors, but the Fever might let her choose to play with a talent across generations and a group that is seeking victory. She appears much more defensively aggressive than DTI's or Noisa. Additionally, appears long enough, fast enough, and powerful enough to match the likes of Stewie's Pet, etc. To protect her, cycling and swimming abilities are flawless, and her HBR increases to 15. Having a player like her at points per day, the reason the playoffs can be significant is, then we might employ a more provocative little forward, but who is capable of holding her own defense as opposed to just a 3-and-D. The SF won't have to work little forward as diligently as we forced Lexi to work last season. Additionally, another enhancement, Fever must provide depth to the roster from the previous season. Former head Christy Sides, the coach, was carrying 3 players from off the bench every game. Starters spent at least 35 minutes each game, and although Clark said she can run whenever necessary, she and all the other starters will eventually run out of steam in the final moments of the season. Once Indiana encountered foul play, which occurred frequently, it would grow into a large. First, the Fever should attempt to bring a veteran, Erica Wheeler should quit viewpoint, and a participant who is constantly prepared to leave the bench. Having played Fever for a long period, she can offer guidance and assistance with a Kia Nurse is an additional choice for the youthful team, who has worked for 6 years in the WNBA, but can also blend in very well with the style of play of Kelsey Mitchell. Even though it's unlikely that they can, it would be a great hit to land her Alicia Clark. She can blend in perfectly in Indiana, being a veteran at the forward position as well. She can pass by bringing in experience, supremacy in the league, averaging a 3.6 rebounds and a strong 6.0 points last season while serving as a pivotal figure in the Las Vegas Aces squad is experiencing a lot of fever. Adept at selecting players in the WNBA draft, adding another important young rookie on the team for the upcoming season can also assist with the depth problem when selecting a player such as UCLA's Janiah Barker might be a boon. Boston can be paired with another young people advance with the dominating. Her average score in the paint was 12.2. Past season with 7.6 reps and points, while achieving an impressive 23 out of 67. Another possible draft pick is three-pointers. Should she fall in, pick might be AZ Fudd, Indiana, and the draft might take her in. Her average was 13.1 in 42 college games, 1.4 assists, 2.4 rebounds, and points. While she struggles to maintain her health, she might contribute much to Indiana, since she can make an excellent long-term guard. Partner in addition to Clark, I'm considering if the illness may cause Sonia Citron a ideal match for the SF role. It will enhance the forward motion to the point where it must be for a team that is in contention. The women's basketball industry has its origins and flows with relation to new players, but few athletes are able to make as much of an impression as Sonia Citron is a rising star. A basketball player is set to succeed in the WNBA. The main focus of Citron's journey has been talent, diligence, and commitment. Yes, a lot of individuals are still pay attention to her when she's thinking, becoming a professional, and going into the WNBA. Her 61 frame and quickness gave her the ability to perform several roles, from the sentry to the moving forward.
Salon back in the Salon, 1 foot.
She can change positions with ease, from one role to the next and from one role to the other, successfully managing both sides of the field due of her outstanding footwork, quick motion, and height. She can lock and is a powerful defender, lowering any position. These individuals' experiences make her a useful member of the Citron. The Fighting Irish squad has a high basketball IQ level, which indicates that she is quite knowledgeable about the game and is able to understand what the opposition players will soon do. This creating the needle is threaded by effortless steals, passes, and preventing an opponent's shots from becoming the ideal moment. Along with her shooting skills, particularly from the three-point range, has significantly better throughout her time at. One of the amazing things about Notre Dame about Citron is her capacity for performance. In the clutch, she excelled at college, particularly when it comes to making huge shots, and even defending against opponents. Providing these clutches game performances also show her the capacity to tolerate pressure, which is a crucial element that scouts and coaches take into account when she is becoming prepared to play in the WNBA.
Citron, that's a three, and it's blocked. Double doubles as Citron.
X Factor or any of those others. Then she got hurt again.
With the WNBA draft in 2025, getting close to Sonia Citron has rapidly became among the most discussed players that are eligible to receive tangible draft picks. Proof, such as her consistent performance, striking figures, and a fruitful time in college that has been. She was attractive to a number of WNBA clubs, already regarded as knowledgeable how to interpret the game and make wise choices, and exert a lot of effort on both sides of the court. Citron has the skills required for the WNBA today and to be more. Indiana in particular, the 2025 WNBA draft is swiftly approaching, and for this reason, scouts, fans, and analysts are all eagerly anticipating what the future has in store for her is. It's clear that Sonia Citron is a player in the women's league worth watching basketball, and her chances are extremely brilliant despite the Fever's inability to. They might go all out to draft Sonia. By Maria and Janelle Salon have outstanding depth at both forward positions.
One of Coach Ivy's favorites. Another forced turnover. King got her hand in the passing lane. The King playing undersized, kind of a tweener at 6 feet tall.
Speaking about acquiring players with greater experience, in addition to Boston and Caitlin, the Fever has a significant choice involving guard Kelsey Mitchell, as it is yet unclear if she will either leave the team or not. Teams may try to entice her away when she demonstrated her ability to attack in the season's second half, but
and obviously, as we get into free agency, the number one priority for us is re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. I think that backcourt was about as lethal as we've seen in the WNBA, and I'm talking maybe in history in the second half of the season last year. So we want to reunite Caitlin and Kelsey. And Kelsey, when I think about her and her time in Indiana, and, you know, a lot of trials and tribulations throughout her career. So for me and for us, I'm most excited for her to be in this moment and experience so much success.
She could receive a primary classification indicating the Fever, sole authority over her, while she receives a Supermax offer.
Thanks, Vera. 27 points in 26 minutes. I'm here with the Big Ten Player of the Year, Kelsey Mitchell. Your efficiency on offense is just so incredibly amazing to watch, but your team collectively turned them over and got points off turnovers. You had 29 points off of 21 turnovers. How important was your defensive effort today in the win?
It was really important, knowing that how we did against them at Northwestern, how good they played together, and throughout the stretch, we just knew we had to get it on defense. Coffee is such a great player, Derek's such a great player, so we had to make sure those guys was at least playing a little faster than they do usually.
Kelly Koff, the new Fever, president of basketball and business operations, demonstrated in our Tuesday's initial news conference that Mitchell's return is desired by the team. How these acquisitions affect the upcoming season, alter the playoff fervor, if everyone deals, if everything is completed without a hitch. Transactions with Howard Janelle are seamless. Salon with Citron and Nneka Ogwumike joining forces with Clark and Boston. The illness will be among the most gifted league rosters for a certain franchise that has had difficulty identifying itself. These acquisitions in recent years could serve as the catalyst that rekindles their dreams for a championship and indicates a dedication to victory. What comes next? Whereas the F's talent level is, there won't be unquestionable success. Automatically generating chemistry and creating a coherent strategy will be essential to Stephanie's method of endeavor to foster chemistry between the players and, above all, with Boston and Clark, who are quite talented, arrive. High hopes that the Fever will now. The 2025 season will begin as one of the favorites for anything and everything. A deep playoff run will probably be less than be viewed as a last letdown. Believed that the off-season for Indiana Fever actions have caused shockwaves to go through the WNBA by purchasing these gifted gamers that they have established themselves as strong candidates for the 2025 the championship as the upcoming season approaching. One thing is evident: the Indiana Fever are no longer a part of the reconstruction mode. They are prepared as a team to compete and succeed.